Good morning, Year 4, and welcome to Tuesday's English lesson. Now, I'm very excited because we are starting one of my favourite books from Year 4, and this is The Firework Maker's Daughter. I love this book. It's so good, but I'm going to share my screen before we move on to more of this, okay? So let me share my screen with you. So today, let me have a look. I don't want that one. Oh, there we go. What I want to show you today is The Firework Maker's Daughter. So can you, first of all, pause your screen and do Date and Walt in your home learning book. That's the first thing I need you to do. Fantastic. Well done for doing that for me. And then we are going to move on to your 5 a day. Now, you can print this off if you want to, or you can just pause your screen now and do the answers in your book. So the first one, for those of you that like a little bit of help with the reading, write the correct determiner in front of those 3 words. So you can just write those 3 words into your book with either a, an, or the in front of them. Okay, so try and remember the rule for it and say it out loud, see which one makes sense. Okay, next one, write a preposition to complete the gaps. The book was something the desk, whilst the girl's legs were something it. So a preposition, remember, tells you where something is in relation to something else. All right, so think where that book is on the table. Desk. Use there, and there correctly in these sentences. So their old tatty coats were hanging up over there. They're looking forward to going to buy new ones. So what ones do they go? Where? Which one goes where? Write the homophone, new and new. How do you spell that other new? Plain and plain, which and which. And then the last one, write 3 proper nouns. So remember, proper nouns are names of people, places. Okay, so you can only get that right if you remember something. Okay, so pause your video now and do those for me. Fab. Hopefully you've paused them so we can go through this. So an apple. Okay, so it should have been an apple, a church or the church, and a bike or the bike. Then we're going to have the book was on the desk whilst the girl's legs were under it. All right. Their old tatty coats, so T-H-E-I-R, were hanging up over there, as in T-H-E-R-E. And then the last one is T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E. And hopefully you remembered the capital letter. New and new, so K-N-E-W. Plain and plain, so P-L-A-I-N. And which, so W-H-I-C-H. Now the last one is subjective. It could be lots and lots and lots and lots of different ones. The only thing you need to have remembered is starting it with a capital letter. All right, so make sure you have started whichever of your words that you've used with a capital letter. So moving on then today, looking at The Firework Maker's Daughter. Now, at the end of this home teaching document, there is a picture of the front cover. Now, I would like you to stick that into your book. You don't have to print it off. You can just write a prediction. So what I would like you to do is write the subheading prediction and then think about these questions. What do you think the book is about? What do you think the theme of the book is? So is it a fairy tale? Is it an adventure story? Do you think you know of any similar stories just by looking at the front cover? What type of story do you think it is? Who do you think would like to read the story? So do you think it's for adults, young children, babies? Who do you think it's for? Now, you don't have to answer that as question 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can just write me a really short paragraph making predictions about the book. Please don't read any of it. Please don't look at the blurb. For now, just write a prediction. So pause your video and write your prediction. Fantastic. Did any of you pull on the fact that there's a volcano? Okay, the volcano looks like it's partly erupting. Looking at the character on the front, it's quite a traditional style of dress for maybe over in China. There's bamboo growing. We know that giant pandas like bamboo. So I wonder what kind of predictions you made. So now we're moving on to looking at the blurb, so the back of the book. So you want to be a firework maker, walk into my flames. Now that's a quote from the book because it's got those little 6 and 9 around the edge. So Leela wants to be a firework maker, but they have to make a perilous journey to face the terrifying fire fiend. Can Leela possibly survive? So what does the word perilous mean? What do you think walk into my flames means? How are the characters in the book described on the back there? Who do you think the fire fiend, or what do you think the fire fiend is? Who do you think Leela is? Okay, these are all questions that you can have a think about. Now, on the PowerPoint, and we're not going to do it now because it would take a very long time, I have typed up chapter 1 for you. Okay, so the next few slides are about chapter 1 and you can read those at your will. Okay, so read through them. I've also recorded chapter 1 on, I've recorded it and put it on YouTube so you can listen to it as well. So it might be that you want to listen and read at the same time. So those of you who might struggle a bit with the reading, you could put my video on in the background, listen to me reading it whilst you follow it on here. All right, so it does go over quite a few pages. So you need to read through, all right, take note of what's happening. And then the last thing that you're going to do is you're going to answer some questions about the firework maker's daughter. Now, I have put them on the end of this PowerPoint as well. So the resources are there for you. I would like you to also at the end stick the picture of Leela in and write words around the side that describe her character, what type of person you think she is. So you'll find towards the end of the slides, there's the 5 a day for printing if you wanted it. I know that I went through it at the start. There are the little pictures that you can print out. And then there are the bronze questions, the silver questions, and the gold questions. Now, I recommend that Harry Potter, that you do the bronze ones. You would need some support with these, I think, from an adult or an older brother or sister. But if you find that too tricky or everyone's busy, which I know parents are at the moment, there is an alternative one in the home learning folder that you can try for me. There is one that you should be able to do on your own, all right? Matilda and Fantastic Mr. Fox, silver. So you do the silver questions. You might need some support, Matilda. So again, if there is no one to help you, Matilda, because they are busy with work, which is completely understandable, you might want to go and try the Harry Potter questions, all right? So the bronze ones. And then Billionaire Boy and Hetty Feather, you should try the gold questions. Please answer the questions in sentences and please use capital letters and full stops. Now, you don't need to print off the questions if you don't want to, but it might mean that you have to go backwards and forwards through this. Now, looking at the questions, it says on page 4, what is the firework maker's name? Now, that refers to this document, not the book. So if you've bought a copy of the book, all right, or if you've got a copy of the book, they don't relate to the page in here because I've typed it up. So if you went back to page 4, you would find the name of the firework maker. So I've tried to help you out by putting the correct slide or the correct page in this home teaching document for you to find the answer. On page 4, it mentions his daughter. What is her name? How many crackle dragons fit on a string? So look on page 5. What does Leela call her first firework? On page 5. Okay, why was the white elephant a punishment? Explain in as much detail as you can. So that means I want you to have all the reasons why. So what are those 3 things that the white elephant has to have, and why is that a punishment? What is it going to do to the person that has to look after them? What is the elephant servant's name? Who is Hamlet in love with? Why? What does Lal Chand say is the final part of being a firework maker? So with that one, there are 3 things. He tells Chulak that Leela's got to go somewhere. Okay, so he's got to go to find someone, where that someone is, and what they've got to bring back from there. Okay, now I realize that Leela is a girl, but when he's talking, he's telling Chulak what he had to bring back, which is why I've put he in the questions. Silver questions again, I have put the pages on there. So why was the white elephant, oh, can you see the mistake I've made? I do apologize. It says, what was the firework maker's name? Why was the white elephant a punishment? That should say is explain in as much detail as you can. Okay. What is the elephant servant's name? Is obviously only one answer. Sorry, when I copied them over into here, it hasn't copied over properly. What does Lal Chand say is the final part of being a firework maker? What sort of words are crackle and fizz? The word begins with an O, so there's a bit of a grammar question there. What phrase shows that the fireworks got harder to make? So remember, a phrase is a group of words that don't make sense on their own. They're part of a sentence. What phrase on page 10 shows that the elephant is annoyed with Chulak? What word on page 13 means being lazy? Look at the photographed page. So down here, oops, on page 13, on this page, that's the photograph of the book, there's a word on there that tells you that he's being lazy. So you might need to look that up. So look for words that you don't know the meaning of. Why was the elephant annoyed about being written on? And predict what the final secret of firework making might be. And then gold, I haven't told you the page numbers, but if you look back, I'm sure you'll see some of them. So why might Leela be horrified at the thought of a husband? Question 7. That's inference. You've got to infer why she might be horrified at this idea. Different ones in there. Why do Leela and her father look at each other as if they were strangers? So what's changed between them? Okay, so she's on about being a firework maker. He's on about her having a husband. So what are those? Why are they looking at each other like they're a stranger, like they don't know each other? All right. What sort of things were written on the elephant? Okay, there is a, if I go back and show you, you look at picture, there you go, and you read the bit before, it says written all over his side. So if you have a look there, it tells you what they are. There's a specific name for those things written all over him. And why do you think the author chooses not to tell you exactly where the story is set? So why don't we know? Why have we only got hints about where it might be? All right. So they are your questions. Like I say, they are like this in the folder as well. So you can just print them off if you want to. I do apologise with this question again on silver. So question 2 needs to be explained in as much detail as you can. And question 3 is just the answer for his name. So good luck with those, and then we are going to look at chapter 2 tomorrow. So I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye bye for now.